My husband said my pregnancy disgusted him and to stop talking about it. When I took his words literally, he tried to take our baby. We'd spent 3 years trying for this baby. 3 years of fertility treatments, negative tests, and tears. So when I finally got pregnant, I thought Tom would be thrilled. At breakfast one morning, I mentioned feeling nauseated. Tom slammed his coffee mug down. Stop talking about gross things while I'm eating. I'm so sick of hearing about your stupid pregnancy symptoms. You've become boring and disgusting, and all you talk about is how you're pregnant. Just stop talking about it completely. 8 years of marriage, and this was his response to the baby we'd supposedly wanted together. Okay, I said quietly. I won't mention the pregnancy again. He looked relieved and went back to his phone. I moved to my parents' house because of smell aversions. After a week, Tom started texting frantically. When are you coming home? Is something wrong? Talk to me. I didn't. He'd specifically asked me not to. Neighbors started asking if we were separated. Soon, everyone on our street was whispering about Tom driving away his pregnant wife. By week 3, Tom was showing up at my parents' door. Just tell me what's happening. I need to know. My sister threw my baby shower at the country club during Tom's company golf tournament. His boss's wife attended and asked where Tom was. When my sister explained he'd told me to stop talking about the pregnancy, the boss's wife immediately told her husband. Tom's boss confronted him on the 9th hole about what kind of man tells his pregnant wife she's disgusting. The shower gifts included a stroller from Tom's own mother, who'd found out about the party from my mom instead of her son. Tom was calling daily by then, leaving desperate voicemails. Please just give me updates. I'm sorry. Tell me about the appointments. Anything. When I went into preterm labor at 34 weeks, my dad called Tom's office. Tom's secretary was horrified he hadn't mentioned it himself. Tom burst into my hospital room shaking. Why didn't you call me? I said nothing about the pregnancy. Please, I'm begging you. Talk to me about our baby. I turned away. The preterm labor meant strict bed rest. Tom came home to find a hospital bed in our living room and lost it. Tell me about the pregnancy. I take it back. When my water broke at 2 a.m. at 37 weeks, I quietly left with my mom. Tom only found out I'd given birth when our doorbell camera sent him a notification of my sister arriving with "It's a girl" balloons. He called frantically. Why didn't you tell me you were in labor? I answered on speaker, surrounded by nurses. You said stop talking about the pregnancy, so I did. The nurses gasped. One actually said, "Oh my God, what a monster." Tom rushed to the hospital and burst into my room, not crying, not apologetic, calculating. He pulled out his phone, recording. Good thing I have you on tape saying you deliberately kept me from my child's birth. My lawyer says that's parental alienation. He smiled for the first time in months. Now let's discuss custody. My whole body went cold staring at his face while my mom grabbed Luna and backed into the corner. Tom's lawyer walked in with emergency custody papers, claiming I'd endangered our daughter, but I had my own lawyer. Lauren presented months of evidence. Tom's texts begging me to talk after telling me not to. Doorbell footage showing he rarely came home during my entire pregnancy. Credit card statements showing golf courses and restaurants, but not one baby store purchase. The most damaging evidence? Tom's browser history showed he'd been researching custody lawyers and parental alienation tactics 3 weeks before I even went into labor. He'd planned to take Luna before she was even born. At the final hearing, witness after witness testified. The nurses who heard his threats, his own mother crying about the baby shower she'd learned about from my mom, his boss's wife, the pediatrician confirming Luna thrived under my care. Tom took the stand and within 5 minutes started screaming that everyone was twisting his words. The judge had to warn him twice. When she delivered her verdict, the judge granted me full custody with only supervised visitation for Tom after completing parenting classes and anger management. Tom jumped up screaming, "You've ruined my life! You stole my daughter!" The judge held him in contempt. 2 bailiffs grabbed his arms. Luna stayed peaceful in mine the whole time. Tom was still screaming about how unfair everything was as they dragged him out in handcuffs, while Luna slept safe in my arms, exactly where she belonged.